gonna pop some more? Okay, we gonna pop with these some more. Okay? Hey, you out the bar that CCB. Okay? Hey.
What's up, man? This is Monty Ross, AAO keyboard.
And if y'all don't already know me, A-Doll is AAO, female vocalist / mic / greatest female in the world. Reggie, go ahead with your goddamn question.
I think it's a good little competition, I guess. It's kind of better for either way. Like for the bigger bands, such like UEB, AAO, Renegade, you know, they get into that mid-level battle, get the battle with the mid-level bands, get to start moving up, get their ranks up. And if a little band or a smaller band, you know, gets out there, get their name out there, help them out too. So, you know, I respect the battle.
I respect the battle, but in all honesty, I just think that it's a way to distinguish who's going to be the next out of certain bands, which is AAO, UEB, and Renegade. I honestly don't think that, you know, that the rock mentality aspect of it, you know, world premiere, all of that, I really don't think they're a factor in this. I really think it's just to bring them certain 3 bands out because everybody's been talking about it, but nobody can really give an answer whether UEB or AAO or Renegade is still the fucking up-and-coming bands. Well, I really can't say because I haven't heard True Expressions lately, but from what I know for the talent in True Expressions and what they've done in the past, True Expressions is competition, but if they still got it, which I don't know because I haven't heard them, then they competition.
Yeah, I can say the same thing. I haven't really heard nothing from True Expressions, so I don't know if that's just them making crack secretly just for the battle, however they're going to do it. But, you know, they are competition. I can see them as competition.
Alright, how y'all feel about it?
I guess I'll say, being in work for me before, you know what I'm saying, and going to AAO, they could be competition. I heard they've been stepping up, you know, so they could be, you know, be a little secret competition. They could, you know, brewing up some crack or whatever. You never know.
Well, I don't think they're competition, but I'm proud of them for even being in the battle, even be considered as a part of the Big Ten. Even that's a step right there, even being in the battle, to be considered that, because there's a lot of up-and-coming bands that's been out the same amount of time as them that's not in the battle. UA's not in the battle, ROC's not in the battle, so I mean, for them even to be there is good right there. So regardless if they win or not, I'm proud of them for getting in the battle.
Alright, rock mentality.
I mean, I haven't heard much from them either, so I don't know. I feel like they're in the same position pretty much as a world premiere. So pretty much what she said about world premiere, the same way I feel about rock mentality. That's fair right there, you know, Steve, all of them. So, you know, I think they could be, you know, a lot of people sleep on TDB a lot. I noticed that, so you never know with TDB. They could be competition.
Exactly. I mean, when they come back city, I've heard they come back city, and they have a lot of strong elements to their band, as far as backline, as far as Tiff, Steve, and CB. But it depends. If it's crowd, it depends on what the crowd is, because, you know, crowd hasn't really been in the TDB because they've been gone. If it's judges, they have a chance to win because they've got talent. So it all depends on where the judges coming from. Well, if they play their own music, we'll never know. But if they continue to use samples, we can go from there. But if they do them, they do them. It depends. Like I said, for real, just depends on the judges with certain bands.
Same with that. I'll stick with that. Renegade, I fuck with Renegade actually. On a personal level, like I actually would just listen to Renegade in my car myself, you know. I feel like they up there with, you know, with us, UEB, and them. That's who the main 3 to me is within the bands. And like just on another note, the fact is AAO, us, UEB, and Renegade, our names is out there. So that's like half the battle right there. You have bigger names against names that aren't out there. And then the crank, I mean, we still got crank, UEB crank, and Renegade crank. So I mean, that's where the fact is, like, those 3 bands are really the main bands that everybody's looking at. So I say Renegade is up there with the top 3 as far as the battle goes.
Honestly, I feel Renegade is number one competition as far as talent, as far as like actually being judged. Renegade is our number one competition. Now, as far as crowd favorite and crowd vote and getting the crowd partying, UEB is our main competition. So it depends on which aspect of that you're talking about. But Renegade UEB is the main competition.
Alright, SMG.
SMG, because they do the whole music thing. I fuck with their music section. But it's just another thing where their name is not as big as some of the other names, and that's going to kill them as far as the battle. I mean, like she said, UEB party like shit. Their whole front line will jump into the crowd and party. And when it comes down to, I feel like the judges, they pretty much is going to narrow it down to the three again. The judges are going to be like, alright, it's between AAO, UEB, and
UEB gives a show like ABM. Like, if you want to see a show, if you want to see something happen, besides XIB and ABM, UEB going to make something happen. They all got to make a dance routine so people notice what they doing. They going to do stuff. That's just UEB. So they going to definitely bring a show, as well as the crank, and as well as the music section that they got now. So, who knows?
Honestly, I mean, I fuck with Deep Impact. I fuck with how quick, like, to me, they just kind of like came out of nowhere with the whole sloppy talking and they songs that they came out with. I fuck with them. They seem to got a little crowd on them too. So you never know with Deep Impact. They could be one of the
after the Rumble. Everybody slept on them at the Rumble because I was not expecting Deep Impact to come home with that win. So after the Rumble, they ready for this. So I'm looking forward to see what Deep Impact come home with.
With AAO, you know, let's speak on AAO ourselves. We doing the same thing everybody else doing. We got songs that we have yet to hit, songs that everybody haven't heard, that we gonna hit, that, you know, may take it our way. So just as other bands may be doing what they gotta do, we doing the same thing. So when we go in the studio, we coming up with new songs, we trying to come up with stuff to get the battle also. So, you know, we could be not really slept on, but people don't know exactly what we're going to bring either. So that's all I'm going to say on that.
They don't know really our capability because we had a lot of new members as far as me, Monty, Ida. You know, it's bringing another aspect to the band that's going to push us farther to becoming mid-level that some of these bands don't have as far as the music section. Our backline, you know, consistency with the hits. Like, it's not one hit, it's not two hits. It's a lot of hits that's been there, and, you know, it's more hits developing. So, you know, we got a lot of stuff that's making us more prepared to be mid-level, I guess. So, I mean, we'll just see. I'm not sleeping on anybody. Like I said, UEB, Renegade, that's competition right there. So, we not sleeping on nobody because anything can happen.
Alright, so